What if I told you that a single sentence, a quiet, carefully chosen moment, could shift the way a woman feels about you entirely? Not because of how you look, not because of your job, your car, or your status, but because what you said touched something real inside her, something emotional, something deeply human. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines. It's not about being smooth, clever, or rehearsed. It's about understanding how emotional connection works, and using that awareness to speak in a way that lingers long after the conversation ends. In this video, I'll share with you 6 simple but powerful phrases that aren't designed to impress her, but to reach her. These words work not because they manipulate, but because they resonate. They stay in her mind not because they're loud, but because they're true. So if you've ever wondered how to spark attraction without pretending to be someone else, stay with me. Because once you understand the emotional power of these phrases, you'll never see connection the same way again. Underscore. Brain emoji. Phrase 1, slow, introspective delivery. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Most men compliment the obvious. You're beautiful. You look amazing tonight. And while those words can be sweet, they're everywhere. They don't stand out. They don't go deep. But this phrase, it's different. It says, I see something in you that's not surface level. Not just your appearance, but the way you move, the way you speak, the way you light up when you care. Maybe she tells a story with unusual charm. Maybe she laughs with unexpected intensity. Maybe she has a rhythm, a presence, a way of being that's just her. And you noticed when you say, you have a unique way about you. I like that. It makes her pause. She wonders, what part of me stood out to him? And in that moment, you've pulled her into emotional curiosity. She starts replaying your words, trying to decode them. That's not flattery. That's engagement. Here's the key: say it only when you mean it. Say it slowly, gently, and don't rush to explain. Say it, and then be quiet. Let the space breathe, because that silence, that's where the connection lands. Phrase 2, calm, confident tone with subtle challenge. I like women who know what they want. It might sound like a compliment, but really, it's a boundary, a filter, a mirror. Because here's what most men do when they're drawn to a woman: they try to be liked. They say what they think she wants to hear. They laugh at everything. They chase. But this line flips the energy. It's not about you trying to win her. It's about what you value. When you say, I like women who know what they want, you're signaling clarity, strength, presence. You're not here for approval. You're observing. You're choosing. And she'll feel that. She'll start wondering, do I come across as confident? Am I someone who knows what I want? That self-questioning, that's where emotional attraction starts to build. Say this line when she's taken initiative. Maybe she made a bold choice, voiced a clear opinion, or stood her ground. Then look at her, calm, present. Let your tone be steady. I like women who know what they want. And stop. No nervous smile. No filler, just that. Let the powers sit in the quiet. She'll feel your standard. She'll respect your presence. And deep down, she'll want to rise to meet it. Speech bubble emoji. Phrase 3, grounded, sincere tone with emotional presence. That's what I like most about you. This might seem like just another compliment, but when spoken at the right moment, with calm energy and deep sincerity, it becomes unforgettable. Most women hear compliments about their looks. You're beautiful. That dress looks amazing on you. And while those things might make her smile for a second, they rarely leave a lasting impression. Why? Because everyone notices the outside. But when you say, that's what I like most about you, you're telling her, I see something deeper. I see something real. Maybe she's talking about her passion for helping others. Maybe she just shared a quiet, vulnerable story. Or maybe she stood up for someone when she didn't have to. That's your moment. Look at her, not intensely, but gently. Let the moment slow down. Then say, with real warmth, that's what I like most about you. And don't stop there. Follow it with a simple truth: the way you care. Even when no one's watching, That's rare. Then pause, no follow-up joke, no over-explaining. Let your silence say, I meant that. That space allows the words to land. It tells her she's not just appreciated, she's understood. And that's a game changer. Because when a woman feels truly seen, not just admired, but recognized, something opens. She relaxes, she leans in, she becomes more herself. And that's where real connection lives, not in flattery, but in truth. Light bulb emoji. Pro tip, don't overuse this line. Don't drop it too soon. Wait until she shows you something real, something human. Then deliver it not as a tactic, but as a quiet discovery. Say it like a man who's paying attention, because that's what makes her remember you, not for what you said, but for how you made her feel. Phrase 4, warm. Sincere tone with emotional openness. You make things feel easy to talk about. At first glance, this might sound soft, almost casual, but don't be fooled. This phrase taps into one of the deepest emotional needs a woman has, to feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally safe. Safe to express herself without being judged, without having to filter, without feeling like she has to perform. Most women, whether they realize it or not, walk through life with emotional armor. They're used to being misunderstood, talked over, told to smile, or shrink, or be less intense. So when a man comes along who simply listens, who doesn't rush to fix, impress, or respond, it feels like a breath of fresh air. That's where this phrase becomes powerful. You don't say it at the beginning of a shallow conversation. You say it when things feel real, when she's opened up without forcing it, when the conversation flows easily and naturally, and you find yourself saying things you didn't even plan to say. That's your moment. You pause, you look her in the eye, and you say, gently, without trying to be profound, you make things feel easy to talk about. Then stop, let the words land. She might smile, she might look away for a second, touched in a place she didn't expect. Because what you're really telling her is, you don't just talk well, you create space where others feel safe to be themselves. And that is rare. Light bulb emoji. Here's why it works. This phrase isn't about her looks, her intelligence, or her accomplishments. It's about her energy, something few men notice, but every woman longs to be seen for. You're not complimenting a performance, you're honoring her presence. That tells her, I see how you affect others, not just what you do. And when a woman realizes that her calm, warm, grounded presence is what makes her attractive in your eyes, she'll want to show you more of it, because now, she's not performing for you, she's being herself with you. And that's where connection turns into trust, and trust turns into something unforgettable. So yes, use this phrase, but use it with heart. Say it slowly, say it honestly, say it not to impress her, but to thank her for being someone you feel at ease around. And in that moment, she'll feel more drawn to you than any clever line ever could. Brain emoji. Phrase 5, deep, thoughtful delivery with subtle reverence. There's something about the way you think that I really respect. We live in a world that constantly praises how a woman looks, her smile, her outfit, her presence in a room, but very few people ever pause long enough to recognize her mind. And that's what makes this phrase stand out. It doesn't just say, I find you attractive. It says, I value how you see the world. And for women, especially intelligent, introspective, self-aware women, that hits on a whole different level. You say it when she shares something meaningful. Maybe it's a story from her past. Maybe it's an opinion she holds with quiet conviction. Maybe it's an idea, raw, honest, and uniquely hers. That's when you stop. You look at her, not with wide eyes or intensity, but with a kind of grounded appreciation. And you say, there's something about the way you think that I really respect. No need to explain it. Don't follow it with because you're smart, or you remind me of someone. Let it float, because mystery is part of the magic. She'll replay that sentence in her mind. She'll wonder, which part of my thinking caught his attention? What did he hear that made him say that? And that mental loop, it creates emotional gravity. Light bulb emoji. Here's the deeper truth. When you respect a woman's mind, you're speaking to the part of her that's been overlooked by 90% of the world. You're not rewarding charm, you're recognizing depth, and that makes you rare. You're no longer the guy trying to impress, you're the guy who's already earned respect, because you give it where it matters. Sparkles emoji. Bonus tip, use this phrase when she's not expecting it. After she shares a thought, not flashy or rehearsed, but real. Even if you don't fully agree, especially then, because respect isn't about agreement, it's about recognition. And when she feels that, she'll begin to see you as someone who doesn't just get women, but someone who gets her. And in that moment, you stop being someone she's talking to, and start being someone she remembers. Phrase 6, gentle. Freeing tone with emotional depth. You don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you. This might be the most disarming phrase of them all, not because it flatters, but because it frees. In a world where women often feel pressured to be perfect, to look perfect, to sound interesting, to always say the right thing, smile at the right time, laugh at the right joke, this phrase is like an emotional exhale. You see, even confident women can fall into the trap of performing, of trying to be enough. And it's not their fault. They've been conditioned to believe that effort equals worth. But when you lean in and gently say, you don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you. You interrupt that pattern. You give her permission to just be. No mask, no show, no need to impress. You're telling her that who she already is, the unfiltered version, the quirky version, the messy, honest, vulnerable version, is enough, more than enough. It's what draws you in. And here's what happens almost every time. Her shoulders relax, her smile softens, her voice becomes warmer, quieter. The walls start coming down, because finally, someone sees her without asking her to prove anything. Light bulb emoji. When to say this, don't rush it. Wait for a moment when you sense she's overcompensating. Maybe she's rambling, over-explaining, joking too much, or even showing signs of self-doubt. That's when you pause, look her in the eyes, and say it like a quiet truth you just realized. You don't have to try so hard with me. I like the real you. And then, be silent. Let her feel it. Let her decide if she wants to bring the mask down. Because what you've just done is powerful. You've created emotional safety, and that safety leads to trust. And trust is what unlocks real connection, the kind of connection that doesn't fade the next day. Most men don't give that. They expect energy, perfection, entertainment. But you give her space to be, and in that space, she discovers a version of herself she actually likes better, because it's not performative. It's true. And the man who gives her that kind of freedom is the one she can't stop thinking about. These 6 phrases aren't magic tricks. They're emotional tools. They don't manipulate. They resonate. They invite her to drop the performance and step into something deeper. So if this video helped shift how you think about attraction, if it made you feel more grounded, more intentional, more real, then support this space. Play button emoji, tap that subscribe button, thumbs up emoji, leave a like, speech bubble emoji, drop a comment. Which phrase hit you the hardest? Which one are you going to try, not as a tactic, but as a truth? And more than anything, share this with a man you care about, because emotional intelligence shouldn't be rare, it should be standard. This is Stoicism Drive, and here, we don't just talk about being better men. We live it. Until next time, keep your standards high, your words intentional, and your energy calm. The right woman will feel it, and she won't forget you.